He's gay. She's straight. They're happily married. A new crop of couples are making content about their mixed orientation marriages, divorced from sexual attraction but not love. Samantha Wynne Greenstone knows her husband is gay, okay? She knew he was gay when they met in a San Diego production of Fiddler on the Roof. She knew he was gay when he proposed. She knew he was gay when they got married in November. He's not bisexual. She's not in denial. That hasn't stopped them from being in a committed monogamous relationship for nearly 10 years. If anything, I think we are taking the sanctity of marriage to a whole new level, said Greenstone, 38, smiling widely as she sat beside her husband, Jacob Hoff, 32, at their home in Los Angeles. That morning, Hoff made Greenstone her new favorite breakfast, an English muffin with egg, cheese, and avocado. It's kind of been one of her pregnancy things, English muffins, he said. Before pregnancy, we ate no bread. We were gluten-free people. Yes, she's pregnant. Yes, it's his. And yes, if you must know how they conceived, in Greenstone's words, we birdsed and we beesed. Hoff and Greenstone are part of a small but growing community of people who are opening up on social media about their non-traditional permutations of partnership, amending marriage with clarifying adjectives such as platonic, queer platonic, aromantic or mixed orientation. For months, Greenstone and Hoff have been making content about their lavender marriage. The term has its roots in the lavender scare of the mid-20th century, when a moral panic stoked by Senator Joseph McCarthy, Republican Wisconsin, and an executive order signed by President Dwight D. Eisenhower led to a purge of workers suspected of homosexuality from the federal workforce. There were thousands of people who lost their jobs, lost their livelihoods, many lost their lives. It was really frightening, said Regina Hillman, an assistant professor at the University of Memphis School of Law. And then there were some people who found a way to exist during that time and not lose their job. One possibility: enter into a lavender marriage, a seemingly heterosexual partnership meant to conceal your own homosexuality. We are a little different than the conventional definition, because I'm openly talking about it, Hoff said. We're like the version 2.0. Maybe you could say the same of Barry Diller, who recently confirmed that he is both gay and happily married to Diane von Furstenberg. Or Trisha Cook, who spoke openly about being a lesbian married to Ethan Coen while promoting their movies Drive Away Dolls and Honey Don't. Hoff and Greenstone have turned their marriage into a career. Social media is Hoff's main source of income. Greenstone also works as a personal assistant. They spend much of their day making videos and responding to skeptics, supporters, and other curious commenters. We found a whole group of people who had never heard of us before who were just like, oh my gosh, I'm in this relationship and I didn't know that there were others like me out there. Greenstone said. You also get the people who are like, I have a gay best friend. Do you think we're in love? Greenstone said. And we have to be like. No, honey, her husband answered. We kind of all blew each other's mind. This is the first committed relationship Hoff has ever been in, though he says that he has sampled the proverbial offerings of the world. They were literal samples, he said. There was never a full meal. Both parties felt a deep connection when they met, but neither had marriage on their minds. That began to change after Greenstone saw a spiritual healer, they do live in LA, after all, who told her that she and Hoff shared a spiritual umbilical cord. Greenstone asked Hoff via text whether he had feelings for her that ran deeper than friendship. He did. Early in their relationship, they went to see a therapist. She told us she's a straight woman who's married to a woman, Hoff said. And we kind of all blew each other's minds in that session, because she had never really seen this dynamic before. Greenstone said some of their most supportive commenters online are conservative. It's a safe package for them, she said. They've also gone out of their way to court viewers from across the political spectrum. One of their most controversial videos was from last year, when they explained their decision not to reveal who they were voting for in the presidential election. We didn't want any audience member to feel isolated, Greenstone said. When asked about President Donald Trump's positions on transgender people, she clarified that she has always shown unwavering support for trans rights. We have trans people that voted for Donald Trump that support us, Hoff said. So we're not going to isolate ourselves from those people. They know that people have questions and that some will never be satisfied with their answers. But they're steadfast in their happiness and love. It feels the way that I felt as a kid when I first watched Titanic, Greenstone said. It's what our love story feels like. Joe Court, who wrote the book Is My Husband Gay, Straight, or Bi?, says that stories like Greenstone and Hoff's are increasingly common among his therapy clients. More and more, that's happening, he said. A lot of straight women are so tired of patriarchy and they know that gay, and even bi, guys are going to be less patriarchal, he said. That's what I've seen. Court has heard women in mixed orientation relationships say that gay men are more emotionally available and open to their input. And he stresses that not all of these partnerships are sexless. Gay men are able to have sex with a woman if that's his person, he said. Court himself has never been with a woman. He has been with his husband for 32 years. He has worked with gay men as a relationship therapist for 40 years. Some of Court's gay clients feel alienated from gay culture. Others say they've always wanted a traditional heterosexual family unit regardless of their own orientation. Court acknowledges that the process of making a mixed orientation marriage work can be brutal and that the number of people interested in entering one is small. I tell them, be careful who you're telling, because you're not going to get a lot of support for this, he said. It's almost like they have to go into the closet as a couple. Still, he encourages people to reserve their judgments and explore what works for them. I always say this to every couple of these mixed orientations, maybe you'll discover together a way to make this work that doesn't even exist on this planet yet, he said. Who knows? And people do.